I was definitely feeling that today for some reason a lot harder than I have been. But good evening, folks,
Good evening.
and welcome to another dope episode of the Phat Girl Chronicles, where we get all up in your business and discuss the topics that matter to us most each and every Tuesday from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on Facebook and YouTube. Listen, we want to welcome y'all in. I am your girl, Leah Rochelle, and we got the ladies in the building with us tonight. We got Auntie Gina Marie. She not Auntie, it's Tuesday. We got Gina Marie in the building with us tonight. And we got none other than D Girl in here. She'll be right back. But we in this thing tonight. Gonna get started with our conversation. And tonight, our question is this a safe space or no?
Oh no.
And tonight, we are discussing some of the wildest hot takes and some of the things, some of the hills that people are willing to die on. Okay? Because people will stand on bullshit and swear that it's a hot take and a hill that they are willing to die on. So tonight we tapping in, we finding out, we figuring it all out because we need to know. What did they say? I need to know. I need to know. Tell me, baby girl, 'cause I need to know. Hey, Miss Mocha Minutes. Welcome in, honey bun. Thank you for joining the live. It's so good to see you in the place to be. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube and then hit that bell that's right next to it so you can get notifications each and every time we go live. But also, if you are tuned in, you do the same thing, but also hit that share button so your peoples can join us tonight too. Hey, I see you, Mocha. It popped right on up, girl. It popped right on up. New subscriber. Thank you, honey bun. And while you're there, hit that share button. And if you are tuning in from Facebook, you do the same thing. Go ahead and hit that share button so you and your people can join us each and every time we go live on Tuesdays. But tonight we going and we tapping in. Everybody keeps asking for a safe space, right? So I don't know if y'all are on threads, but on threads, that's generally how you ask a question before. That's usually the leading question that they post before they say something contradictory or something that they know that they may get judged on. So they usually type, is this a safe space or y'all gonna judge me for what I'm about to say? Is this a safe space or y'all gonna call me bald headed or whatever they decide to say after they do that intro. Is this a safe space or is usually the question. So I want to know uh, do y'all actually want a safe space or just a space where you can get your shit off at? Is that what y'all be like? Is that what people really be wanting when y'all ask is this a safe space or not? But also, um, what is a safe space? Because we always ask that. And we're going to talk about what a safe space really is because we throw that word around a lot and don't actually use it for, we don't actually make things a safe space for people like we actually should be making them a safe space. And then we're going to dive into some of these hills that some of y'all are willing to die on because it's absolutely insane. So, let's talk about what a safe space is first, and then we're gonna get into the funny and the crazy and the wild takes because I got a few of them. But what do y'all consider to be a safe space? What is a safe space for y'all?
Hmm. Safe space is somewhere where I feel I can be vulnerable. A space where I feel comfortable and I can be me. I can be the goofy me. I can be the crazy, obnoxious, the just be me. That's a safe space for me. Yeah, that's a safe space for me.
I definitely agree with Regina and piggyback on it. Just a space where, in that vulnerability, I can be unsure. You know, I think a lot of times that's the space when I need a safe space is in my uncertainty, when I maybe need support, need validation for something. So just a space where I can come to be unsure and not have all the answers.
That's
Mhm.
good.
Yep.
That's good. But I'm on the other side of I agree with all of what y'all said. But the space I'm in right now, a safe space for me would be a space where I can let go, be my goofy self, be my funny, my wild, my crazy self. Because I don't have many people outside of like the people that know me, that really know that I'm goofy in real life. And I don't know why people have this understanding that I'm so serious. And I'm like, do y'all see the shit I post? How is it that you think for for any minute that I'm serious like that? I am not that serious. I do show some of my goofy, but it's even more elevated once I'm comfortable and I get to know you and I get to be around you in a for real way. But also in a space where I don't have to always be sexy. Like I don't like that. I don't like people who put you in that space where they feel like you got to be a sexual object. Like, hey, my nigga, I'm right here with you. I can be your homeboy. I
Yep.
can be the homeboy. And we could go kick it. We could go have some fun. We could go do some random BS and have a good time. But also, I can be the other end of the spectrum. So make me feel safe to give you all of it across the
Mhm.
board. Where it's not just um Moses, shut up.
Up, Moses. Three meanies. Oh, come on, dog. Don't be like that.
I
Hey,
got
hey,
three
Moses.
meanies. Ain't nobody no
Three
damn meanie.
meanies. Oh.
That po baby. Anyway, he'll be alright.
Out in the
Um,
country, that's for sure.
but I want to be in a space where I could have all of it across the board. You know what I'm
You
saying?
do.
So yeah, so I can be myself. I don't want to have to be like, okay, I don't want to have to dissect myself or slice it up. Like, hey, you gonna get what you get. Because if I go in that room and start cleaning up and I come out with a pair of cowboy boots, a tank top, and a graduation cap on, I don't want to be judged.
You want to be
Mm.
unfiltered. And that's how I want to be totally unfiltered around somebody. And there's
Yeah.
judgment in me being unfiltered. And
Yes.
you get it. You be like, okay, that's just Gina. That's just Gina doing Gina. And
And you don't feel away. You don't look at me
And you don't feel
strange.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, like you just keep like if we having a conversation and I'm in the room and I walk out and I look like that and you just keep right on talking. There is no you might pause for a minute like,
mm.
Mhm.
okay. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Get right on back into the flow of the conversation. Don't ask no questions. Don't judge me too harshly because, you know, because I'm being myself.
Yes.
So we all want that kind of safe space with, with those kind of feelings. But the other side of that is asking the question of why do people confuse feeling challenged with feeling attacked?
Mm.
Mm.
Because we can talk about being challenged or feeling challenged and all of that kind of stuff. But at what point does it go from being challenged to being attacked? Or why do people feel like when I'm challenging you that I'm attacking you? Because sometimes I could challenge you to see yourself better, to take the opportunity to
Look in the
tell you
mirror.
something. Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? To do some self reflection. And I'm not saying you're a shitty person. I'm not saying that you're a raggedy motherfucker. I'm saying to you, hey, look, I love you enough to tell you that this is where you could do better. Or I love you enough to tell you that this is where I feel like you don't give yourself enough room or enough opportunity. Or I just feel like you're not doing enough to be your best self. And so that's really what it is sometimes, is that challenge mode is exactly that. It's telling somebody, hey, I feel like you could do better. And I want people that. I want people to do that to me. I feel like I don't have enough people that do that. That be like, hey, get out your own way, ho. And they say it with love. You know what I'm saying? They say that shit with love. And I be like, you know what? You right.
I agree. I
You
think
right.
sometimes they think we got it all together all the time because we tend to be heavier on the problem solving side of things.
Something.
But I agree with that. I actually don't have enough people that correct me or put those levels of life into me
Mm.
in areas where I might not see something myself. Um,
Yeah.
but do you find that people feel attacked more when they are not self-reflectors, when they are not people who actually look at it as self-reflection or look at it as a level of improvement versus attacking?
I
But you got,
think it depends on the area of life that they may be in.
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
but
What you
That's
gonna
a
see,
say,
good
Gina?
point.
when people feel like when you when you challenge someone and they feel like you're being attacked, it doesn't feel natural to them. So when you think about it, it's like hmm, short answer, it feels personal. Straight up, it just feels personal. So when you go to challenge someone and it's just like, no, this bitch did not just, and so it's like you're getting personal, and some people are not really ready for someone to be that personal, but
Mm,
it's like they're not in that space to really, it's like you're confronting them and they're not ready for that confrontation. And
Hmm.
you have to be in that space to be accepting. So then it becomes, oh, it's like a challenge. So she's challenging me, and I don't think I like this. But
Hmm.
if you're in a space where you're trying to grow, then you're going to learn how to accept. It's like criticism, good criticism, bad criticism, whatever. You're going to learn if
Hey
someone,
now.
they're going to, if someone genuinely cares about you and they see that you're
Hmm.
fucking up, truly fucking up, and they're like, hey, they pull you to the side and be like, hey, look, I'm telling you this because I genuinely got love for you and I want to see you do better. So this is what I'm seeing. Da 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 da.
I hate when it does that.
Then you're gonna take that criticism and you're gonna do better. But then the person who's not genuinely ready for that, they're going to take that and they're going to be argumentative with you and be like, what do you mean? What do you mean that I'm this? And what do
Mm-hmm.
you mean that I'm doing that? Because they're not in that space to accept what you're telling them. So it gets it's like, you in my face, this is personal. They take it as a very personal thing. That's my take on it. The brain reads is a challenge as a threat. It's just almost like it's a threat. It's a threat when
Mm-hmm.
somebody comes to them, which is crazy because you're only doing it for the betterment of that person, but that person is because they're not in that space to accept what you're trying to give them. And that's that at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is they're not in that space to accept it. Period.
Oh, it's easier for me to take it from someone who I feel comes from a genuine space. It's harder for me to take it from a judgmental person who is just a judgmental person. So I'm not gonna lie about that because I'll be like, you judge everybody. You don't even look in the mirror at yourself, and but you always got
Because
something to say
it
about
is a big
everything.
difference. It's a big
Yeah,
difference when you like you always talk. You always got some shit to say. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's definitely a different space where it's like you judgmental versus you being um versus you being a genuine person coming to give constructive criticism. Now that's
Mhm.
something totally
Correct.
different because if you
Yeah.
like you turn your nose up at everything and everybody, shut up. Don't talk to me.
Okay, no, for real.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about me. Hey Mel, he over there in the comments. He said, "Hey y'all,
Hey man.
Hey.
we miss you." And he said people want to be right, but harsh truths hurt. So it's like change. People don't do it well.
That's the truth.
And then Moses said, "But D girl, do you let people in though?" She does, from what I experienced of her. She
I
does.
do let people in, but I also let people be who they are too and be in their own space and be
Hmm.
everyone isn't sometimes where you are in the moment at the same time. And
Hmm.
so I try not to be, I try to let people have their space. I try to let
Yeah.
people be in those spaces. So I think I know kind of where he's going in this. I could sing. No, I am pretty nonchalant. But it's not a lack of care. It's just a lack of being accepting of some things as what they are.
Hmm.
Hmm. And I also think some people that's very nonchalant, they just be chilling. And it's not that they're
Yeah,
not, it's not that they don't care. They just kind of laid back. And I think sometimes we used to people that like to sit up. Like
yeah,
I feel like I'm not a laid back person, but I'm also not all the way set up. I'm kind of like in the middle because I can sit all the way up real
listen,
quick. If I need to sit up, I will.
yeah.
But also,
I
I'm
think
not all
I
the
could
way
be too
laid back
laid
to the
back.
point where I'm nonchalant. I'm not all the way laid back. I'm in the middle.
I
So,
can be a little laid back. I can be
yeah.
a little laid back, I do try to that, but it doesn't indicate a lack of fun, a lack of a good person, a lack of,
Hmm.
my spirit is who I am. I just happen to be a person that will be so much more of like,
And I'm
But
trying to
some
get
people
there.
care for me to be like, dang, that's all I get is it.
You gotta
I'm
understand.
trying to get there.
Yeah. See, you gotta understand this that some people don't actually want growth. They want the comfort and the
Yeah,
validation. and the growth requires being challenged. And so when you bring the challenge into spaces where someone only wants the agreement, it would always feel like it's a conflict when it's not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it it like I said before, it comes down to when people are open to that space. They want that growth. They're already in that space of growing, then they can
Mm-hmm.
accept. But if they're not in that space, then it's always gonna feel like you bringing this conflict into my life, and I ain't ready.
So
So
why is you here?
yeah,
Because
you know,
sometimes that's the question. Oh, why is you here? Who
like
asked you for your take
yes,
on me at this point? Nobody.
on that horse and gone back that way because I don't want none of this. I'm not ready for this. I don't want to hear it. I'm just not in that space for this right now.
To
Yep.
receive it. Yeah.
But also, I think how it's delivered too makes a big difference.
It makes a
And
big
that's a really big thing for me, because I am in my healing space and in my on my journey. So how certain things are delivered to me make a real big difference, because you're not just gonna talk to me any old kind of way. Because who you think you talking to? Because that's usually my response. Who do you think you talking to? But also it's how the energy is. If the energy is that you're trying to condemn me or make me feel small, then we really do have an issue.
yeah,
um
Yeah.
we have an
yeah,
issue when it comes to you trying to make me feel small, trying to make me feel um dumb. I don't like people that try to make me feel stupid or any of that. I don't
Mm,
like none of that.
me
And
either.
I don't like when people try to talk fast. Don't
mm,
talk fast. Don't talk fast, because that
Manipulative.
means you trying. Yeah, that means you trying to run some shit over on me. And then when I'm trying to ask questions, you don't want me to ask questions, or you don't want me to interject because you just want to say what you want to say and get it. Uh-uh.
Correct. People
yeah.
who try to
Mm-mm.
invalidate you. I don't like that either.
That
Don't
either.
invalidate me.
Hmm.
But
Now let me be me, and
yep.
then we'll be all right.
Do you find it's easier when someone comes to you if they lead with curiosity about the issue, then with they come straight, well, here, I need you to correct this, correct.
See, soon as somebody say I need you to,
That's an issue. Because then you shut off. You'll shut off. But I find if for me it's easier if someone comes to me and be like, hey sis, or hey Gina, I have a question. I've been noticing this. I'm a little more open. It opens me up. Then them coming straight. Hey, I need you. I've been noticing this, and so I need you to do. Who you talking to? I mean, then that gangster gonna come back. You gonna get what you gonna get. But if you come to me and
because what?
be
Nigga,
like,
huh?
wait a
Yeah,
minute,
which goes to the safe space piece. Don't nobody wants to be okay, especially when it comes down to a space where you're trying to get me to understand something from your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Right? So you already know or feel or believe that I don't understand it from the way in which you understand it. So you're needing my whole understanding piece. So yeah, you got to come correct. You got to come so I can open up and had a space to be able to receive what you're saying.
yeah.
People shut
Then
down. Human beings, we just are what we are. And if you come incorrect, if you approach in a way that immediately shuts a person down, you got nothing through.
well, and then
Nothing.
nothing.
Nathaniel.
Did nothing get through. I
But
ain't heard none you
Powder
said.
milk. No milk.
yeah,
Okay. Peanut butter, no jelly. Like you didn't get nothing through. Nothing worked when you came at me on that bullshit. And so I might
No,
look
for
like I'm
real.
listening, but I'm over here in my head like, like
Listen,
it's a
You didn't tell
whole.
Leo, I tell you, that's the fire sign for real, baby, because I be dancing, doing the whole quartet in my head while you
And the
talking,
last
and
time I got
ain't
into an
heard or
argument,
processed nothing.
baby,
Yep.
last time I got into an argument, that man was standing over there and I was watching TV because who you talking to?
Right.
Mm,
It's the delivery. So
Delivery. It matters.
yep.
it
Then you
absolutely
also
matters for me.
you got to ask yourself also, and you because you have to when someone is having a conversation with you, are you being disrespected or are you just uncomfortable with the conversation? Because
Hmm.
what a lot of people don't seem to get when you're having these uncomfortable conversations, sometimes these uncomfortable conversations are part of the growth process.
Absolutely.
You have to be get uncomfortable to go to the
Hmm.
next. So
Absolutely.
you have to ask yourself, you have to start thinking, okay, so is this person actually disrespecting me with this conversation? Or is this conversation making me uncomfortable because they're actually telling me the truth about me? So, like I said,
I've
And that's
experienced
the part
situations too,
too.
Gina, where a person didn't. I was the first at the question asking process. Because I like to ask people about like I'm gonna ask you. You know,
mm,
I really want you to be able to express it versus me continuing push, push, push. Some
mhm,
questions a person had never been asked.
that's true.
They don't even know
Hmm.
how, like, they going into a conversation and don't even really know how to respond,
Hmm.
because you're challenging them in a way nobody has ever challenged them. I ain't even been asked this question before.
Right.
Yep. And then
It's
that
scary
leads
for
to
them.
discomfort. Yep. That leads to a little discomfort. But I'm okay being a little uncomfortable because it's new. But
Right.
also give me the room to say that I'm uncomfortable or to say that this is new for me. Give me that room
Right.
because then it gives space and room for both of us to be able to grow. Because I
Correct.
think a lot of times we go into conversations assuming that these are conversations that somebody has had before or that they just um that as adults these are things that we have discussed before and a lot of us haven't had certain conversations.
That's
So it
true.
Mhm.
does make a difference. It makes a big difference.
That's true.
It makes
Yes.
a big ass difference.
Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
I've
Well,
literally had people like, I never thought about it like
yes.
that. Sometimes I think a person can be one track minded, or like you said, not challenged in certain ways that they actually hadn't thought of another way to accomplish something, to do
Mhm.
something, to learn something. But not, getting out of their own way and learning some of the badass habits that we have all, just learned over time. So
Yep.
it could be tough.
And
Yep.
even that shut down piece, that piece where you shut down, like I am absolutely a shut downer. I'm a
Mm,
check out on your ass so fast. But it's only because sometimes I hate the way people talk to me.
Me too.
And I feel like if you cannot have a certain kind of conversation or if you don't know how to address a conversation, I just feel like you will see the blankness go over my face and I'll just be like,
Listen,
mhm.
my mama has
but
always told me, girl, I can you just you wear it on your face.
Baby,
all the
that's what
time,
You wear it on your
all the
face.
time, honey, all the
Because
time.
if I don't believe that I'm getting anywhere with a conversation, it is absolutely dead in my head. It
Hmm.
ain't, it is dead, because
Yep.
I'm open for the dialogue. I'm open even like you said, Leo, for the uncomfortable spaces sometimes because I want to be challenged. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah,
and like in that challenge
exactly.
is going to come a space where, oh, this is kind of new to me, maybe, but I don't shut down from that. I shut down absolutely from a person
Yeah.
who is trying to tell me and not let me process, or a person who genuinely does not allow me to have my own feelings, emotions, thoughts about a topic.
The one
Like
are we
it
the
has to
same
be the way
people?
that
I swear
they
to God.
say it has to be.
I swear we the same person.
That part.
We
Yeah,
is the
delivery is
same
absolutely
person.
paramount.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Absolutely.
She also said everybody doesn't respond to you the same way. Reading energy can help you communicate effectively and healthy with the person you want to talk to. Absolutely. Because if we can have a conversation and you're reading my energy, because even sometimes you can read people's nervous energy. I know I can. I
Right.
can feel your nervous energy before I can feel, you know, as I feel other energies. But if your nervous energy is what you lead it with, I feel that first. You might be
Yeah.
excited, but you might be nervous. So I'm gonna feel that. I'm gonna feel that you're nervous. And I know I'm a person that a lot of
Everybody not
times,
energy.
nope. And then I know a lot of times people can't never tell when I'm nervous or not because I'ma still put on.
Me too. Me.
I'ma still put on, but I'll be nervous a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's why people be like, you ain't shy. Shit. Who
Shit.
ain't?
I am. I be nervous too. I'm the same. You will never know
Who
it. You'll
not?
never know it. Um,
Shit.
and I don't know,
Okay.
like if that comes with some of the
Hey,
spaces that we
Kaylane.
have had to be in. You know what I mean? Because I
Mm-hmm.
definitely
Yep.
think being an educator, being an administrator, being a person, there's no way as a 21-year veteran educator who has genuinely like literally had the top scores in a subject that I've taught, who has been a level 5 educator, you're going to have people come into your space and try to guide you, direct you, tell you things, teach you things, grow you. You got to be receptive to
Mm-hmm.
certain things. So
Yep.
nervousness, speaking in front of people, I need you to
Oh,
come
honey.
represent this. Your classroom gonna be the model classroom. You nervous, but you gotta wear it well.
Absolutely. You and that's why I laugh all the time because people swear I don't be shy, but ask me to sing in front of who?
Right. In the
I'm
bathroom?
cool.
Okay.
I'm cool. I am cool. My
No, for
homegirl caught
real.
me singing one time. She was outside of my door, and I was in here having a whole little concert. And she said, "Girl, I didn't know you could sing like that."
Get
First of
on
all, why is
in.
you outside? Why is you outside of my door listening so hard?
No, for real.
She wasn't listening hard. I was singing loud, but at that point in time, you was listening loud. You was listening hard. But I think that's one of the things that people got to learn is like, just because we lead with confidence, don't mean we not never nervous, or that we don't have those moments where we are nervous. But since we talking about all of that, I want to know. So it's a couple of hills that I know people will die on to this day, and one of them is that people do not like talking on the phone.
Mm,
Some people will die on that hill that they do not like talking on the phone. Why do y'all think folks don't like talking on the phone?
mm. I'm trying to think of why I don't
I do
really.
not
When
like talking
that's
on the
all
phone.
I had growing up was the phone.
Yeah, so why y'all don't like talking on
I
it?
don't know.
Me
I like in person. I don't know.
in person, but
Maybe I like to read body language. Maybe I like to read responses, and I still feel like through the phone it's still a little interpersonal. I definitely like to be around a person. I don't know why I don't like talking on the phone. That is a very interesting question, but I actually don't care to do
I don't. I don't.
it.
I, don't have, I mean. If you're not somebody
You
I
ain't got
can,
shit to talk about.
that's it. But if you're not somebody I can vibe with and joke with and just have a ball with on the phone, I will hang up on you. Literally hang up on you in the middle of a conversation. I am rude. I am so rude. And it's like I'll be in the middle of a conversation and I'll catch myself because I'll be like, damn, you're so rude. I'll be in the middle of a conversation and before I know it, I didn't click the phone and put the phone to the side and sat down and went about my
Went on
business.
about your business.
And then the phone will ring
Mm-mm.
and just hang up on me. I surely did, clicker, because you was not talking about nothing I wanted to hear. And I hate to get on the phone with somebody and somebody have another conversation with somebody else while you're on the phone. That's one of the reasons I hate to be on the phone. How you gonna call me and then you start entertaining another
The
conversation with
background.
somebody else?
Yeah. I don't like that either. Call me when you get done with them.
No,
But
I don't give you that chance, clicker. And I go about my business.
um for me, I absolutely love talking on the phone. I love it. Call
Mm-mm.
me anytime. Talk to me about everything and anything
I do that.
because that's how I learn people. That's how I learn people. I learn people through hearing them because that's how I can tell when somebody be lying about them being okay. That's how,
Mm.
like, but I think that has a lot to do with my background in like music and theater and all of that kind of stuff. That I pay attention to hearing stuff. I hear you and I can hear the tone changes and I can hear all of that in your voice when you're talking to me. So if you're talking to me and I'm like, hey boo, what's going on? And you usually give me that energy back and I'm not getting it back. What's wrong? What's going on? You tired? You sleepy? You upset? You pissed? You mad? What? And then sometimes, um, if we usually be on the phone and we keying and all of that kind of stuff, and you just been real dry, but I can feel it too. I can very much feel it just as much as I can hear it. And so people, a lot of times people be like, stop filling me out. No, I can't. It's what I do. It's who I am. I'm sorry. But one I love talking on the phone. Not just because I like to hear people, but I need to get my words out. I'm a talker. I need to get my words out of my head. Or they
Yeah.
will be stored up for the next couple of days until I'm able to talk. And so when I am able to talk, it's gonna be an overflow of words. Ubiquitous Blacks is one of my favorite people to talk to outside of my siblings because we get on the phone and be on there for hours talking about any and every goddamn thing. There is never a quick call. The only time we ever get off the phone quickly is if one of us got a phone call. And that's usually the only time we get off the phone quick, or we got, somebody called while we soon as we got on the phone. But outside of that, we really have extensive and we always say that we be stimming with each other on the phone. We say we be stimming because we be on there singing. We do the shit on TikTok live too. We get on there, get to singing random shit, singing, talking, just singing random words. We be stimming, but we also stimulate each other and help each other to grow. That's why I like conversations too, because you never know what you don't know unless you're talking or actively like trying to learn. So when I'm not actively in conversation, that should be pissing me off. Cause why don't nobody want to talk no more? But
I love
ubiquitous,
talking though. I love
yeah.
talking. I and it's interesting when you talked about being on the phone. Like I've had long conversations with some people on the phone, and they be like, "I love talking to you. I will talk on the phone. I can
Hmm.
talk on the phone, but I don't talk on the phone every day."
Listen, if I could, I would.
But I do talk every day too. And you know how I
Yes.
tell you some days,
Now I
Leo,
know that.
that I
I
have
know how
talked
that go.
so much today, I don't want to hear my voice anymore.
Yeah, I
Like
know how
I
that
have
go.
talked and talked and talked all day. And sometimes I do get to a point where like m- emotionally, I don't know if it's my emotional exhaustion, my mental
Your
exhaustion, or
social
what
battery.
part of me
Uh-huh.
is overstimulated from talking all day that I actually cannot talk the rest of the night.
Now I get
Which
that
is
part.
hard because I have children, but it has been its days that I do have that.
And that's because you work in education. So you are actively like using all of your senses all day long. So I fully understand how that can happen. Where you do have those days where you like, I do not want to talk no more. Don't nobody I don't even want to hear my own voice. But also, even in that space, for the right person, I'ma find that energy. You said you
Yes,
want to
there's
talk to
some
me?
truth to that. There's
Let's
some truth to that.
talk, okay?
We can even talk like communication can be not opening your mouth
That's true.
Come
and
through and we
words
can
come
we
out.
can we can be right here.
Yeah, we can
Because
communicate in
yes,
other ways.
absolutely. Ubiquitous said many
I
people
need to
need their
turn my mic
constant
off.
dopamine from multiple apps. Absolutely. And
Mm.
giving undivided attention is to have a high regard of someone. Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. That's very
Mm-hmm.
true. Because their attention is usually they're
All
distracted.
over the place.
They can't even like he said, just even seeing children. Some have a very, very hard time sitting in a chair for the 60 minutes of a class.
Mm-hmm.
They're overstimulated and this particular part of their day isn't giving them some of that stimulation that they need. So they quick to say something is boring
Yeah.
because it's not feeding exactly what he said.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh, is that
Coop.
he or
Hey,
she?
Ramika. That was ubiquitous. He. It's a he.
He. I thought so. Okay.
Hey, Ramika. Hey, honey bunny. Um, but that's the other part for me too, because if
Need
I
to turn the
like
light
you,
on.
baby, everything's gonna get turned down. It's gonna get muted. I'm finna sit still. All of that's gonna happen. um, and a lot of times I do that just because so I can intently listen. Cause, but I also like those people where we talk on the phone and we don't necessarily have to even be talking. Where we're on the phone and I'm doing something and you're doing something and we just keeping each other company while we're doing our somethings. I love those people. And when I say people can call me anytime, I tell y'all that all the time. Y'all can call me whenever. I do not care. Y'all can call
Yeah.
me whenever up until the time my phone go on. Do not disturb. And even then, shoot me a message and I probably will still answer. And a good portion of y'all get straight through anyway. So, but that's one of my like that's one that I hear all the time. I don't like talking on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone. Text me. Uh, but also, how do y'all feel about people saying everybody doesn't need access to me?
They don't. Everybody doesn't deserve access to you because everybody doesn't bring that positive energy. It's
Hmm.
like some people come just to destroy, and no, no. Everybody everybody does not come with a good intention. That's why
Hmm.
you shouldn't grant everybody access. When they come with flowers and sunshine, but behind all of that, there is an evil intent.
Hmm.
No, don't give everybody access, because then you look up and you be wondering why your world is falling apart because you have somebody behind the scenes trying to tear you down behind your back. Be very cautious about who you give access
Mhm.
to you.
Mhm.
Yep,
I
yep.
agree with that. I agree with that because I do believe in energy. I really, really do, and I do believe that people um, can come and just try to absorb and take your energy. Um, I have definitely feel like I've been around people. I'm pretty pleasant for the most part. I'm a pretty pleasant
Not for
person.
the most
You
part.
know, I really try to. I mean, because I'm human, so But
I just
I try
love
to
that you said for
lead.
the most part, because
Yeah,
most
I
people
try
won't
to.
admit that. So yeah.
Yeah, I try to lead with pleasant experiences. I try to be pleasant. You just never know what a person like you can light a person's day up. I've had people been in the grocery store and literally on the aisle and older people would just walk up to me. Oh, hey there, young lady. Just energy. I believe in it.
Mhm.
And so I've had people that I felt like didn't care for how they saw other people respond to me.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so though that access to certain people, they don't know why you are getting the graces that you're getting. And they try to steal your energy. They try to steal your joy.
Mhm. Yep. Somebody recently on a video that I was looking at on Facebook talked about, ladies, if you, and this was a video, this is not me, before y'all try to jump down my throat, not y'all, but in the comments and whatnot. But she was saying, like, ladies, if you are dating a man and you realize that you start looking older, you start looking tired, you start looking drained all the time, you don't feel like yourself, you don't look like yourself, and all of this other kind of stuff, she was saying like the person that you're with is an energy sucker. Like they are a succubus. I can't remember what she called them. Maybe like a warlock or something like that. And it
Mm.
was pretty much like saying that they are taking your energy from you. And
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yep.
But it's true. A lot of us end up in relationships with people who come to take our energy, our joy, our power, our strength, and all of that. And I don't care what people say. That's a for real thing. And so
So true.
then then when we end up looking 90 and we only 40, that's part of it. It's like somebody is taking your joy, somebody is taking your energy. And when you start not looking like yourself to you, that's a totally different type of energy draining type of situation. So be mindful of who you share your energy with, because that's one of the things I think a lot of times people with big hearts are open to, um,
Yeah.
giving too much
Very
access.
susceptible.
Yeah, yep, and giving too much access when the access needs to be limited and make people earn that access because they didn't. A lot of times people don't do enough to show us that they are trustworthy of that energy or
Very
that love and that access, because we giving them access to the kingdom, and
which
they
they
ain't did
hadn't
nothing to
know.
tell you that they not gonna be in here stealing, you know.
Still young
And they
and
probably not stealing the physical things,
Right, right, but
the
you still in here
material things
stealing.
that's inside the home. No, that I absolutely agree. I think it's real.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the things that I ain't gonna lie, I'm not I pray a removal prayer often. Because I do feel like I'm a little susceptible because I have an open heart and
Sitting
I
that to
just
you, girl,
just
okay?
God how he's made me. I can't change that, and I don't want to change that deep down. But with that, I'm also not afraid of it.
Yeah.
If
I
a
definitely want to
removal
be more
happens,
discerning. Yeah.
yeah, I'd be like, show me now. I don't wait. Show me in however you need to show me the worst way. Just show me now. And it usually happened. I tell people I had a conversation recently and somebody was like, they prayed a removal prayer, and I was like, you better be ready. Like that's a very serious ask. And a lot of times people are
Hmm.
not ready for the answers that they
The
get. I
removal.
was like, so
Hmm.
in stating that you want this thing removed, you better be ready because it's no
For it to
telling
be
how it
gone.
may, it no for real. So you got to be prepared. That's why I always say I will never pray for a door to be open and not walk through it. That is, I
Yeah.
will never pray for a certain door to be open and then be afraid to walk through it when it's open.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's real crazy.
It's crazy, but it's real.
It
Yeah.
is
Like if you
real
think
because
about how
fear is a
so many
real
of us,
thing.
as fear can be debilitating in a for real way, and
Woo!
we don't recognize that as a thing. But even the conversations I've been having recently have been about that. Like we know we want certain things, we know how we want them things to be and how we want to move and all of that kind of stuff. But then we afraid because sometimes we got to get out here and do it alone. And
Yeah.
that sometimes
Really.
that's the hard part is getting
Yes.
out here doing it by yourself, getting out here doing it when nobody else want to do it, when nobody else got your back, when nobody else understand it. And sometimes people be thinking that you crazy for continuing with dreams, and they like, but you ain't making no money yet. Yet is the key word, my nigga. Like yet is the key word, or you not. And then, hey, shut up.
Right. Right.
Because nobody asked your negative Nancy ass
Valley
nothing.
seasons are real. You
Yeah.
And they
know,
are.
and
I'm in one right now, but still navigating through that season. And I think that's the other part that, and I watched the video just literally about an hour or two ago where it was Kevin Hart and Issa Rae having a conversation. And
ooh,
they were talking. Issa Rae was on Kevin Hart's podcast or show or whatever. And they were talking about reaching out to people for help or connecting with people. And Kevin was like, yeah, I told you to hit me up. And she like, yeah, you did, but you be so busy. You're so busy all the time. And Kevin was like, so what does that mean? She like, but you busy. And he like, well, that's you. Like limiting the access to me when I told you to hit me up. You don't know who be willing to have a conversation with you. And you're giving a, what did he say? Let me see how he said it. He said, you're choosing the outcome of a conversation that has not even happened,
happened.
and you're the
Mm,
one doing that. And so a lot of us do that. I know I'm good for doing that too, because I'll be then played out the whole scenario in my head and it ain't even gonna go the way that I think it's gonna go.
I
Crazy, I
definitely,
know, but I do it all the time, and then by the time I get done I'll be like, I ain't calling nobody. And so a lot of times it is that push for us that are often very overly independent to ask for help in any area. And he was just saying, like, you don't know how many people are looking forward to the day that they could help you, or looking forward to the day where they're like, hey, I was waiting for you to come in. What's
call
up? What
me.
we doing? What's going on? How we moving? And when I looked at that video, and that video probably was maybe like 3 minutes, not even 3 minutes. And I was over here like, damn, because I'm quick to tell somebody it ain't their business that I'm busy. It ain't your business if I'm busy or not. Reach out to me. Because if I'm busy, I can tell you that. If I'm not, we can chop it up,
We can chop
whatever
it
the
up.
case may be. That's not on you to decide my busy or my capacity or what I'm able to do. It's on you to reach out because I make myself available for, for opportunities and for people. So you never know. And so that's something that I'm learning to do with other people in a lot of other ways because being overly, and I ain't gonna say overly, but being independent, but also having some traumas that I'm still healing and all of that kind of stuff, it really is hard to ask for help. I don't care. I could be over here in the dark and I still be like, nope,
I
I'm just
definitely have
light
a
these
hard time with
motherfucking
it as well.
candles. I'm gonna just go grab these candles off my altar and come on in here and light them up. I'll be here with my flashlight. Oh,
Listen, why? What? And the crazy thing is, like, I don't even believe, I believe in my heart of hearts that I'm not even being a burden or any of that on people because I don't even hardly ever ask. But
mhm,
it is still very hard to. My
mhm,
sister had to fuss at me like, Duana, you are my sister. Like, I'm never going to tell you no. Either I'm able or I'm not able. But
mhm,
no, as my sister, is not even on the table.
mhm.
And I'm like, oh. But
But see, that's how my brothers they do me. I'm the
she's like,
oldest.
no, I got you. Like,
Hmm.
and here I am, didn't ever open my mouth. And I said, you are so right. Like a closed mouth don't get fed. It's not even that I didn't consider it. I just didn't even I just was like, nah. And she's like,
Mhm.
no, don't, I got you. We in this together.
Mm.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
how.
Like I know you relocated. I know what's going on, but me, I don't believe I'm a bother, but I don't be want to be one either.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. See,
Hmm.
that's how my brothers do me. They be like, "Okay, Gina, you always helping us, but you never ask." But I'm
Right.
like this. I'm the oldest. I shouldn't
I'm
have
the
to ask.
helper. Yep.
I shouldn't have to ask for anything. I'm so used to stop calling.
Being
I'm
the
so
giver
used
of things.
to giving,
Yeah.
and I've taken care of my brothers since they were babies. So it's always if they call, hey Gigi, I need. Okay, well I got. If I don't have it, let me figure out how to get it for you. And so now they're like, well, girl, you in your 50s and we need to, be trying to help you. Why are you trying to help me? I got a job. Yeah, and that's how I think. I got a job. I can take care of myself. I don't need y'all to take care of me. You need to be taking care of your family. And they'd be like, we need you to hold up, pump your
Nigga, you
brakes.
are family.
Yeah, and they'd be like, sometimes let us, your baby brothers, take care of you sometimes. I was like, but I don't
Mhm.
need anything. Well, maybe you don't need anything, but let us send you something just because. And I feel so guilty because it's like, I don't need it. And I'll be telling them I don't need it. I really don't need it. And they'd be like, we're gonna send it to you anyway. And then I'll be like, I'll send it back. And they'd be like, no, don't send it back. It's a gift. Especially my middle brother. He's always like my car when we went to Baltimore and it
Mhm.
out. My brother was like, you got a car? I said, well, I can't drive until June. And he was like, well, I'm finna buy another car. And once I get the car, I'm gonna pay it off. And then I'm just gonna give it to you. And I was like, no, I'll just pay the car. I'll give you the money for the car. And he was like, no, this is gonna be my gift to you. He said, because the VA is gonna pay the car off. I'm not paying for it. The VA is gonna pay for it. And I'm going to give the car to you, and it's going to be my gift to my big sister. And I was like, I still want to pay for it. I still want to give you something on it. And he's like, no.
Girl, so I feel like that's a black woman problem. Now it may be problem for other women or whatever other races, but I don't know because I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't talk to people like that of other races, but I don't have a lot of friends of other races, and that's just where it is. But I think a lot of times as black women, we feel like we have to be givers or we have to be the ones showing up, doing, giving, but it is really hard for us to receive because we do have this stigma like we have to do something in order to be given something. We have to
Yeah.
do something in order to receive. We got to do something. Like, no, like I should be given things because I exist. And
I like that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm learning. Like, I should be paid to exist. Like, give me things just because I am who I am.
That's true.
I don't want to always that's just like with love. We always talk about struggle love, but what about love without struggle? What about love and we don't have to struggle at all? What about love that happens and we don't have to do all of that angry back and forth, bitter shit, arguing, tussling, fighting,
No, for
chaos, and all of that.
real.
What
Give
about
it to me.
relationships like that? Okay, that exist
Hmm.
without all of that. We deserve ease. We deserve joy. We deserve pleasure. We deserve all of those things that allow us to flow in our femininity. And a lot of times, that's why we can't actively have those things or be in those spaces is because we're not operating in our divine femininity. So we always trying to fight back gifts and things. I feel like now, if anybody comes to my house, you should bring something. I mean, if you come into my house, there should be something in your hand for me, and I don't care.
Cause why
But don't
not?
come, but don't come over here empty-handed no more. Why you coming over here without something for me? I don't care if it's a bag of Doritos. You should be coming over here with something in your hand for me. And that's not just to say that's not because I'm money hungry or I need stuff. No, it's because you're coming to partake of my home, my energy, my space. You're coming to my offering. My offering to you is my home.
True.
So you should bring an offering to give back to what you're taking from.
It's true.
And that's how I'm learning to operate because
Good for you.
otherwise I'm like, what you want, Craig? And I'm gonna ask you at the door, are you ready for Jehovah's
You
return and
got on
close the
my
door and going
porch.
on about my business.
Look.
But I'm learning to operate in that. I am actively learning how to operate in my divine femininity, operate in appreciating the fullness of who I am. And then that allows me to not deal with BS or people that don't want to show up fully or people that don't want or people who want to make my life hard. If you want to make my life hard, cool. Celebration time, all the balloons.
Period. No, for real.
But I
I'm
am just
definitely
not
over
in
that.
that. Yeah, I'm not
Not
in
in that
that no
space.
more
It's hard
because
enough.
that's what I was just about to say. I'm already dealing with enough. I'm already navigating life and a lot of other things right now. So anybody that comes into my life this point moving forward, you gotta come with easing the load, not adding to it.
That's
I don't
true.
want nobody that's coming in here adding no more heaviness, no more nothing. Come in this motherfucker, sit down and don't touch nothing.
Shut up.
Nothing.
That's
And that's
true.
just where it is. If you're not bringing joy or peace or laughter or connections or none of that, if you don't come with nothing, you can't come.
That's true.
And you can take that come however you want to take it. But if you can't come with nothing, you can't come.
But it's
So,
it's time for us to basically, as women, start breaking these generational curses that
mhm,
because our mothers were not taught to be soft.
receivers.
We were they were taught they had to work, they had to do this, they had to do, provide, do this, do that. And so they were never given the opportunity. Some, now I'm not gonna say all, but some had the opportunity to have the soft life and all of that. And some taught that to their daughters. But I think it's time that women start to learn that we need to start learning, relearning these processes and start pouring more into ourselves. And then as we learn, we can make the men more accountable for recognizing, hey, this is what she needs. This is what,
Mhm.
wants flowers, if she wants this, because a lot of men think, well, oh, she's a gold digger because she requires this. I feel like this, if a woman wants this and you feel like that, oh, she's a digger, then you can't afford her. Just point blank. You cannot afford her.
Go-
So
Let's talk about it.
so
Gold
if
digger so
hey,
cliche.
that
Gold
is,
digger so cliche. I'm a gold digger. I am. I dig
and
my
But
own gold. I
and
dig
but
it's
my
not
own damn
also
gold.
it's not even
Okay.
that you're a gold digger. It's just you have standards. So
Right.
because if you feel like a woman has standards makes her a gold digger, you're not on her level. Recognize that
Facts.
and deal with somebody that's on your level. Leave that woman alone. Let her keep on striving for who she wants or needs in her life. Because there's someone
mhm.
out there that's going to be able to, excuse me, provide for her. So it's like when people
Yep.
stop thinking like that and start actually using their brains and start thinking the correct way, then we can change, turn it around. And but it's all goes back to the way, and I'm just slavery. It was just the way it was inbred. So now we have to break these generational curses and start teaching our children this is the way it should be. It shouldn't be like that, but we have to be willing to, everybody have to be willing to learn. You know what I'm saying? We
I
have to be able to,
Mhm.
I said this, Leo and Regina. I said this like I don't want another man that has not worked through some things of seeing his mama do everything. Because I don't want a person that feel like it's the one like all
It's
you
the woman's
see,
job.
you feel like because your mama was so like when it comes to my son will be 23 years old. I talked to my son through a lot of things. He called me for a lot of advice, and one of the number one things I teach him, I guide him in, and I do still help my son, whether it's emotional, financially, spiritually, because he's 22. But
Mhm.
most importantly, you're setting a foundation where you will bring a woman into a space of a different level.
Yeah.
I don't want just because you saw me do it because I have a choice.
right,
Like you're gonna see a lot of other women do it because they didn't have
Mhm.
a choice. And we had to work hard and we show up. And I just want somebody that know that got a respect for a person in that regard versus looking at us as if that is the role that we should play. I've never seen nobody
Mhm.
do it but my mama, so women must be the ones that got to do it.
right,
Lies.
right. Right.
Lies, my nigga. But um, and I think that's the other part of it too. Is like I just want to be in the space of people who make my life easier, like friendships and all the way across the
Yes.
board. I don't want to have to always be the one maintaining relationships. That shit is raggedy and hard, which is why I say a lot of times now, like, I don't have a lot of friends because when I stop being the one maintaining the friendship, or when I'll stop being the one doing the reaching out and connecting and calling and texting and checking in and all of that, that shit fell to shit. And I was like, hey, well, hands up. I ain't doing it no more. Because I felt like that's what you do for people that you love. But also, if the love is mutual, then they would do their part too. Like, if the care was there, the love was there, all of the things that we stated as friends, like, oh girl, I love you, da 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 da. Do you though? Because you don't call me, you don't check on me, you don't reach out to me. And then the other excuse that people always have, oh, I've just been life, and mine has too. But I still been calling, I still been checking in, I still been reaching out. And those excuses don't work for me no more. That old
Right.
life been life. I can understand somebody being quiet, but somebody not reaching out and going ghost for months on end, you might well stay gone. You might well stay gone. Cause the person that you knew 6 months ago ain't the person that I am today. So
Baby.
how much do you still know about me?
Mm.
Especially if we ain't talking, you supposed to be my friend or a best friend, or you know what I'm saying, or any of that, and we ain't talked in a year. Fuck out of my face. I don't know you, stranger danger. Um, because
You
I
destroy me.
don't know you. Listen, and so all of those kind of things. Like I know we off topic at this point, but those are just some of the kind of things that I feel like at this point in my life, I do not want anything that does not bring ease. I don't give a fuck what it is. If it's part of the brand, if it's part of my life or relationship, any of that, you gotta go.
Yeah.
I already carry all of this ass around on a day-to-day basis. I don't need to be carrying nothing else heavy.
Listen, let's get
Baby,
into it.
what you say?
Let's get
I need
into
somebody.
it. Dragging a wagon. You hear me?
Dragging a wagon on a regular. I don't need
No,
nothing
for
else
real.
heavy.
For real.
No,
It
Hell.
definitely
no.
it definitely looks different, the maturity, the experiences, and I some people are just not there. And
Hmm.
I'm okay with you not being there. You just can't be not there on my time.
Oh, over here. You can't be not there over here.
Say that.
Correct. You can be not there.
Absolutely. Hey.
Yes.
Um. So, what's another hot take that y'all feel is relevant to, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of people say, and you just like, I don't know about all of that. Do y'all have one that y'all just like, eh? If not, I got plenty, okay? I got a whole list. I got a whole list of. But while y'all thinking, I'm gonna run down another one.
Okay.
Since we were just talking about friendships,
Ooh. Mm.
some friendships aren't supposed to be, not just they're not supposed to be long term. Damn, I wish I remember what my sister said. She said sometimes you don't outgrow a friendship. Sometimes the friendship was supposed to end,
Yeah.
but we kept trying to take it, beyond its expiration date. Is pretty much what we was talking about. And so uh I think that's true as hell. I think some friendships were supposed to end, but because we live in a society where people say you're supposed to try to work it out or those kind of things, I feel like it might not be no beef. We just not on the same page no more.
Right. I think you outgrow friendships like you outgrow anything else. I think your
Uh huh.
sister is absolutely right. They're seasonal, just like any other relationship in our life,
Hmm.
because um, of where just I think life takes us. And I don't think everything that ends has to end with this notion of hate or anything like that. Some things just
That
come
anger.
to an
Uh huh.
end,
Hmm.
and it's okay. That's one of the things that my mama always said, that she would always tell me, like, I really really love that about you, that you would just, like, you could let something go. um I don't know where that has come from, like within the inside of me. But as
Hmm.
a young girl, I can remember just processing things and being like, that's not for me, and being absolutely okay with the decision. And I'm talking like 12, you know, 13. It is definitely a space for that I have in relationships because I'm quicker with the acceptance piece.
Hmm.
I'm a very quick person to be like, okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, and
I'm
I'm
just
getting
more
there.
accepting of things as what they
Yeah.
are.
Hmm. I'm getting there because even in conversations and realizations, I'm more vocal about what I don't like or what I don't accept now. Because before I wasn't. I wasn't vocal. I didn't say, "Oh, I don't like this shit." I would feel it, but I wouldn't say it. You know what I'm saying? And I would be like, "Hmm." And I would kind of wait it out and just kind of see if that was what I didn't like. And when I recognize, I'd be like, no, I really don't like that, and still try to figure out how to communicate that. But I overthink before I communicate too.
Me
Instead of
too.
just saying, yeah, this shit raggedy as hell, and I don't
Right.
like it. I'll be over here like, okay, how do I say that? Because to me, because to me, words mean things, and words, the way that they impact, like that's my biggest thing. Like impact is important because I don't want to just say you a raggedy motherfucker. Because I could say that,
Right.
but also you're just not good for me.
Yep.
Also hits. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be like,
And
I
we
don't know which
because we
one I
care
want.
about that. We care
I
about.
do. I
I do.
care
We
about
care
how
about
things
that.
hit.
Me too.
I care about how
Um,
things hit. And I also care about how they affect a person's overall mental wellness. Because people already be on the verge of shit and life be life. And so I be trying to make sure I ain't the reason somebody went out here and, did something crazy. So, but I'm definitely, and then even recently, somebody was trying, I'll tell y'all about that later. That's another conversation for another day. But another hot take is um people use the phrase "I'm protecting my peace" to avoid.
or Hellraiser.
No, people avoid "I'm protecting my peace" in order to not actively do the healing and to not accept accountability for the shit how they show up in spaces. So, for instance, people say I'm protecting my peace so they don't have to go out here and actively try to date, because actively dating, you learn some shit about yourself as you're actively dating that you won't learn when you're in isolation. Okay? That's a for real take from me. You won't learn certain things by yourself the way that you would learn them actively dating or actively being around people. Because if you're actively around people on a regular basis, they will tell you about yourself in ways that you probably wouldn't be comfortable with, like we said earlier. But a lot of people are avoiding certain things and avoiding the growth that's necessary because they always talk about I'm protecting my peace. What do y'all
Right.
think? Y'all
I
think
think
so?
so.
Yeah.
I definitely think so. What for me, I don't use that term a whole lot. Like you said,
Hmm.
it's definitely used a lot, protecting my peace. Though I am protecting my peace, um, I don't, who am I convincing? Myself,
Hmm.
others, um, peace. in the whole scheme of things, I don't feel like peace doesn't involve some conflict.
Mhm.
And so I think that's where that whole thing where people, my peace, what is it exactly?
Mhm.
Is peace being taken over by what people perceive as happiness? Because that's also just one emotion of many. I'm not gonna be happy all day, every day. That's
Mhm.
only one emotion. So for me, peace isn't necessarily this blissful thing or this
All
blissful place,
encompassing.
I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Um,
that's what people look at protecting my peace as. Like it's a
yeah.
all encompassing protective bubble type shit.
Bubble, yeah, like nothing's getting in here versus
My
so I
unpenetratable bubble.
absolutely believe people don't use it as a means to
Yeah.
not accept not have accountability for things and things like that, because in peace I can have dialogue, Leo, and something that we may not both agree.
Mhm.
That's not always conflict. That's not
Right.
always peace. I like the notion of your perspective. I like the notion of my perspective. I'm one of them people that'll be like, there is, I guess that goes back to me being a math teacher too, because I know that there's multiple ways to get to one solution.
There's multiple ways to skin a cat. Okay.
It is. It really is. And just because
Hey,
I thought it
Deanna.
through this way and you thought it through that way does not make either of us incorrect. And
Mhm.
people want to be right or wrong. I think somebody said that, right or wrong, when I love the notion of how your brain processed it different from mine.
Right.
I like the does not equal sign. Let's
Yeah.
be fair.
Because we can
One
agree.
plus one does not equal two. Okay.
Yeah. Because we
And
can
tell
agree.
me how you got there.
We can agree
Yep.
that your opinion, my opinion can be right, and your opinion can be right. So,
Absolutely.
And that's the other thing too is that people take that agree to disagree as a negative thing. Like it's not always
Yeah.
negative. Like we just don't agree that that's how we feel. You feel how you feel. I feel how I feel, and it's not necessarily a negative thought process or take on that conversation. So absolutely,
mhm.
absolutely. Um. mm, mm, mm. Okay, so so this is one that we talk about all the time when it comes to relationships. You can love someone and still cheat.
Yeah.
Because some people will die on their heel and say, "You, I do love you, even though I cheated."
Don't agree.
Oh, I like that.
Okay,
We can
you can
disagree
love
without being
someone.
disagreeable.
Let me say it.
I like that. We
Oh,
can
I like
disagree
that.
without being
I like that. We
disagreeable.
can disagree without being
Hmm.
disagreeable. I like that wording. Just
Hmm.
that wording right there. But okay, you are not in love if you're cheating. You can love a person because we all have agape love. Like I definitely have love for people. I don't want to see you
Hmm.
harmed. I don't want to see anything happen to you. I have a level of love for you. I
For
am
you.
not in
Hmm.
love with you. And tried to I have tried to see this through. Like, could this be a thing? And I don't think so. I think that when you are in love with a person and the action that comes with when you are in love, I don't see anybody else. I don't crave attention like that from anybody else. I don't want to absolutely open my legs for anybody else. I don't even feel it in me. I don't I it doesn't even resonate. So I just don't know. And I'm one person of many, but I don't think you could be in love with a person and cheat. I just don't think so. I think you care about them, you love them. It's something that's keeping you attached to them in that love, but I don't think you're in love with that person.
Eh, it depends. It depends on your
Plain
relationship
as
and
Alex.
what type of relationship you have. If you and your partner have, say, a poly relationship and y'all have discussed it, because you can be still in love with a person and be in a poly relationship and still have a sexual relationship with another person and still be in love with that person. It's very much workable, but that's where communication comes into play. Because if you don't have that communication, when you start that relationship, then that's where the cheating comes into play. Because with the poly relationship, everybody's aware of what's going on. So, but I'm gonna leave it like that. It can work out. It can work out. Believe me, it works out very well if you know what you're
So
doing.
I think
But
so
it's
I think it's
poly
a
cheating,
difference.
Gina.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think it's a difference in a poly relationship because I'm assuming, and I'm a definitely say that I'm assuming that there's an understanding or an agreement that's made in that
That's
In that
relationship.
relationship, right?
it.
Yeah, that you all are going to.
You have to. That's why I said in a poly, because I've been in a couple of poly relationships. So there
Hmm.
is an agreement from the start, and everything is discussed from the beginning. I was married and we had a poly relationship. So
Hmm.
everything was discussed all the way throughout.
Hmm.
I knew what he was doing, he knew what I was doing, whatever, whatever. It gets tricky when you start, when a person doesn't communicate, because communication, when I say in a regular relationship, is very vital. In poly, you have to have communication. When you bring in other parties, you have other parties who try to intertwine and try to, here's my number, call me when that person's not. So you have to be on your P's and Q's, because
Hmm.
when you and your partner is locked in, it's nothing nobody can do to separate you like this. So no matter
Uh-huh.
what nobody's doing, you're not, it's like this. You're not gonna go anywhere because you already, you know what you already know what you set yourself up for. But if
Hmm.
you're not set up, if you haven't already set the foundation, then of course that's where the issue comes
Then the
in.
cheating happens.
That's
Yeah,
what happens.
because I feel like when situations in that regard or special type of relationships and things like that, they have added layers. So you do
Yeah,
have to do a little bit more um, work and a little bit more time put in order for it to make sense. But the one thing that I also feel like for a lot of relationships and things like that is that people just don't have the communication. They like the idea of those type of relationships without actually educating themselves,
absolutely.
understanding all of the things that's necessary for you to actively play a part in those relationships. Like I've been in groups where I'll be in there just watching, learning. Then I be reading, you know what I'm saying? Because like I've said many a times recently on here and on After Dark, that I don't think traditional relationship setup works for me anymore.
Mhm.
And it's just simply because of, how I've grown and how I've been able to have access and understanding and learning so many different things, but also I still do want parts of a traditional relationship. So I'm trying to figure out what my relationship dynamic may look like. But also in that, I'm educating myself. I'm learning. I'm reading all kind of stuff. Like I told y'all, two of my new favorite books is The Ethical Slut and How to Have a Happy Life in an Open Relationship. Because if that's something that I want to possibly participate in, then that is something that I have to understand. That is something that I have to learn how to navigate. And it's also something that I have to be able to be emotionally intelligent and aware in.
Yeah.
You can't be a bypasser in those kind of relationships. And so you actively have to figure out your shit before you go into those kind of dynamics. And
And
so
Yeah.
you that
I
jealousy
do
plays
think,
a part.
oh
Right.
hell yeah. But I do think you can love somebody, but you can absolutely cheat. You can absolutely be out here cheating because I do feel like you may not necessarily be in love with that person.
Yeah.
But here's my other take on a different side of that is that sometimes people in relationships, so I've said this several times. People that have been in relationships for a long period of time, right, do not bring certain things or don't have certain conversations with their partners because they are afraid of the reaction of their partner.
It's-
Some people have been in relationships and marriages and all of that kind of stuff 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, and everything has been consistently the same.
Yep. Afraid to
Rubbish.
talk about their own growths.
The
Afraid to
growth, but
show
also
what.
the
yeah.
Yes.
desires, the
That's the
pleasures
number one thing. Yep.
that you are seeking, but you can't have this conversation with your partner. Like, I have seen it, I have had conversations on multiple occasions where it's like, huh. So you don't want to tell your husband that you want to do this, that, and the third, or whatever with another girl or with another man, or you want to do stuff with him and them because you're afraid of the reaction. But
Right.
also, you're hiding certain parts of
Of
yourself
who you
from
are.
somebody because you feel like you have to mute that part of yourself, one, because of society, but two, because you're married. But also, it can be a conversation.
It can be.
It does not have to be a hard conversation. It does not have to be something that brings turmoil and boiling boil, trouble, all of that kind of shit to your relationship. It really can be understanding. And the other thing that I think a lot of people don't have them conversations because they are afraid that their partner is thinking the same thing too.
Yeah. That's true. And then
They
but
are afraid that they afraid that their partner is thinking about other things or has other desires that they haven't
express.
participated in with
Stated
them,
in and
but also
explored.
haven't expressed. Yeah,
People
like
grow, even with age, we grow sexually. We grow, our desires do shift. Things change. I always said that I never really understood why it'll take a person, they have a comfort of being able to have these open dialogues and open conversations with an outside person than they do with the person that they lay with. That is so, it's interesting. It's just interesting to me.
But it makes people want to cheat though, because if you can't talk to the person that you married, the person that you lay with every night about your open desires,
Right, but
that's
why does your fear, why do you put your fear of the conversation off on me?
right. That's
You're the one that are feeling these things and won't come have the conversation with me, but I have to be the one on the suffering end because you did
cause
not
cause
want
you
to.
you scared.
Yeah,
cause you
so
didn't want to have
all
that
I'm saying is
conversation.
now having the conversation and then that person just not being able to stand up to the desire and they cheat. I I look at cheating differently. I think there's levels to cheating, like there's levels to
Hmm.
everything else in life. I'm a
Yes.
vibe person, and I mean I'm 40 in my 40s now, but in my 20s I was just a free spirit. I rolled off how I felt in the moment.
Listen, did it for the
And I'm
plot, okay?
yeah, I just there are connections that I have made instantly And in that connection, whatever I feel in that moment, that's I'm grown. I could choose whatever I want to choose
Mhm.
or not, whatever in that moment. I just I have a free spirit about myself, and I do have connections where I've connected with a person instantly.
Mhm.
So I think it's levels to things, but I that's the type of that make me leave a person though, because you didn't have the conversation. You didn't even give me an option. Your first choice was to go outside the relationship. That's I'm done with that. But
Mhm.
there are people that have cheated who have had the conversation,
Yep.
Mhm.
and like this is what I like. This is what I would like, you know, to become a part of our relationship, and maybe their needs weren't met. I ain't saying it's right. I'm just saying it's human.
Mhm.
Have also you got to realize a lot of people are scared too because maybe they overheard their partner. Maybe the conversation was had in another setting, and then they overheard their partner say, "Oh, that's nasty. I would never do that,"
Yeah.
or "Oh,
Yep,
that
yep.
that bitch is a slut," or so then it makes that person bad back, and then there's like, but that's what I wanted to try with my husband, but he said that was a slut, and oh my god, I would never tell him that. So it's
But
like it
also,
makes what the
mm-mm.
hell? So
But
it makes
sometimes
people
people
kind
be
of
trying to save face. Yes, people be trying to save face in those kind of
Yeah,
situations because they
they
don't
be
want
like,
you to think. They don't want other people to think they as nasty.
as they are. I don't
be
know.
like, hell,
I'm
be
just
like,
gonna
look,
keep it a
we can
buck
have this
with my
conversation, but
partner that
I'm
I
nasty,
am
so
with and
let's
is
I'm gonna have this conversation.
healthy, baby. We get
Look,
nasty.
I'm gonna say, sir,
I'm just
uh,
saying.
be that slut.
If I'm
Look,
willing to try it once, if
whatever,
I don't like it, I
whatever.
don't like it.
We finna have
I'm
this
just saying.
conversation.
I'm okay with saying I don't like that,
I'm
Yeah.
just like, you
but I
know what
don't
I'm saying?
want to be
I
able
want
to hold
to
back.
Wait, y'all talking at the same time?
I don't want to hold back. I want to be able to be open and free, and I want a partner that's the same in their experiences. I've never experienced this, but you want to try? Oh, let's try. Like I want to be
Listen,
able to have that.
Yep. I'm gonna be like, sir, hang me from
I
the
don't
curtain.
want that fake shit.
Yes.
hang you from the what, Regina?
Curtain. And hang let's go.
No, for
Let's
real. Everybody
As you
got sexual
should.
desires and thoughts. We all have them. That's why I always try to say just as many women as you think you done shook off, um, I will probably have shaken off just as many men. We
We
have the
probably toe
same
to toe, my
sexual
nigga. Okay.
desires. Like seriously. You know what I mean? And so for that, that's I'm like, I would like an opportunity. If my partner is feeling something, no matter what it is, give me an opportunity, give me a chance.
Yeah.
If you
Give
take
me
my
a chance to
choice
be that
away,
person.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
then that's where I have the biggest issue is when my choice is stripped from me and you made a decision all your own and made up in your mind something about me that you didn't even give me a chance to decide on.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Because
true.
I see it more often than not. I come across it more often than not. Conversations, friendships, like even some of my guy friends, they be talking about stuff, and I be like, "Well, tell her." No, man, she ain't gonna. She ain't gonna want to. You don't know. Tell her. Tell
Right.
her. I bet you she might be wanting to, but she don't
Okay.
want to bring it to you. But if you bring it to her, I bet you she probably had the thought. She probably didn't pick the person for both of y'all. And that's why I be like, it's crazy though to think that people are in relationships or in marriages where they can't necessarily say, I want to try this. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like, I love a motherfucker who is willing to try. Like,
Me
let's
too.
try some. Like, where you see this at? Where you
Okay.
watch this? Where you learn this from? But again, like you said, the one like I've had those kind of connections where somebody that I knew and was like, "Oh, okay, cool," and we did what we did. But then also in those connections or dudes that I was dating, they were a lot more open to having those conversations than people that I've been in full blown long term
Relationships
relationships
with
with. And
facts.
it wasn't a casual dating thing, you know, it was like this who I'm with. But we not, but we also are. You know, that
Right.
kind of thing. And so they've been more open. We've had more conversations. And so I just be like, I want somebody to tell me what they want. Don't be afraid to tell me what you want, what you desire. Because me being me, I'm gonna be like, hmm, eh,
Uh,
I'm not
take some
opposed.
long.
Okay, it's only so much that like I know that there's a whole realm of sexual things and worlds and all that. Most times you connect with people already kind of similar in that
Hmm.
regard, right?
Yeah.
I can't get handcuffed to the bed. I mean, I need my limbs to be loose. I got a little bit of that anxiety, but you know what I'm
No, you
saying?
don't.
Like when it comes to things, for the most part,
mm,
there
You
isn't
don't
much
need them limbs.
you
that you
really
can
don't.
say to me. Yeah, one at least. Give me one.
No, you don't. You
Oh,
don't
child,
understand,
listen.
baby.
You a control freak.
And the experience when you're handcuffed and you have no control over what that man
It's
does
a
to you.
different experience.
A
Yes,
different
Lord.
experience. And he blindfolds you, and all you have is your ears and your it is what is it called?
Don't take my
Sensor,
song now. Don't
sensory
take it.
deprivation.
It's sensory
Sensory
deprivation.
deprivation.
So
Uh
your
huh.
Wow. See,
head
but see,
restricted.
there we go. These are
So
conversations that we have, and I never even thought of it from that perspective. In my
it's
mind, I'm like, I need to be able to feel something
no, you do
You're
not.
gonna feel more when your
It's more,
senses.
it's
when
more
I
intense.
have to
Um,
rely on certain parts only.
Yes, it's
Okay,
more intense.
interesting. Hmm.
cause
It's more
because one of the things is that, and that's one of the things I was recently reading about, because I got intrigued from this book I was reading, and I was like, oh, hold on, let me research that shit. But it is because in the book she took her dude and put some headphones on his head and played some like certain type of music for him, blindfolded him and handcuffed him. So he didn't have his hearing, sight, or his touch. He couldn't touch, hear,
Wow.
or see. All he had was his mouth and his nose. And so she was doing all of the stuff. She was like massaging and all of the kind of things. And so he couldn't be in control. And the one thing that people who are always in control, who are always like in their dominance and their dominant energy, they like the opportunity to let go, to
let me
not be
Yeah.
in control. Like I
Now
say
that
that
part
all the
is true.
time.
That
let me
part
tell
Because
is
y'all.
true.
people swear I'm like this dominant ass energy and this dominant ass woman. Sir, I'm a switch. Get out my
Let me tell
face.
now. Leo done read about it.
Oh, I participated in it into a certain extent. But
No, I've actually tied a man to the bed and did that. So
wait, did
yeah,
she take them glasses off?
put some
Listen,
glasses
she
on.
did.
Look,
Like,
it is it is when I say it's intense. I've had a boyfriend who blue collar worker, the boss, all of that,
Hmm.
and I was like, babe, bath water ran. Took a bath. I said, tonight it's all about you. Had the oil, had the hot oil, massaged him down with the hot oil, blindfolded him. I put a gag in his mouth. I have this thing, it's a four-way, you put it up under your bed. And so it's cuffs on the hands and cuffs on the feet. So he can't move. I have whips. I have chains. I have feathers. And you take the feathers and you start sensory. You pat them with the whip on certain spots. You kiss them. Everything is so intense. And for someone who's always empowered, his body responded to the slightest touch. So imagine if it was you, for someone who you was like, I don't want to be tied up. It it releases everything in your mind.
It triggers something dangerous.
I probably
Babe,
need that in my life.
That's why I said you a control freak, so the total opposite would be amazing for you.
it would be amazing for you because it it will take you to a level you would never ever thought you would go to, because it puts first it'll put you in that flight. I want to get out. But then when they start touching on you, just the sensation of them feeling your skin, that will get you. You'll be like, wait a minute, okay, it'll put you in that relax. Them endorphins will start releasing. Your body will start relaxing. And then when it gets down to the nitty gritty, and you cannot get away from them doing what they do to you, girl, let me put my glasses back on. All I can say is, baby, it'll
But
be
it's
touching.
definitely a different type of situation. So
Different
Yeah.
type of
I would suggest to anybody, give it a
do
whirl, give it a try. Okay.
it,
But
do it.
a lot of the things that we are willing to stay, the hills that we willing to die on, we don't really take a lot of those other perspectives into consideration when we do that. Because as we just said, some people feel like, you can love somebody and still cheat and, it's all good. Some people feel like, nah, you can't cheat if you still love me. D girl said it's levels to it. It's levels to this shit. Because I also feel like some people take certain types of cheating differently.
Mhm.
Physical cheating, they might not care about. Emotional cheating, that may be a whole nother different thing. So it depends. But last one, and then we up out of here, is hold on, let me pull it up. Um, hold on.
Leo, I need you to send me the name of that book about the open relationship too. I wanna tap into like understanding my emotional intelligence when it comes to that, because I too feel like a shift in my life. I don't want an open relationship, but I don't mind an open relationship at this point. So I would like to just know, like, am I in an emotionally sound space for sex?
Come on, emotionally sound space. Yeah, I'll send it to you, and then I'm gonna send you four book titles because
Okay.
two of them, I just one of them I just started, but it's a series. It's three of them actually, but I only got two. And
Okay.
then the other two are really good. I've read them before, but I feel like I'm gonna read The Ethical Slut again. I absolutely love that book. Um, and then the other two, it's Tuesday, so I'm gonna try not to say the P word. But but that's what it is. It's called. Hold on, I can pull it up. I can pull it up for you. It's on my Audible. It is called Pussy Prayers is one, and then the other one is called Please. So it's
Okay.
Please and it's Pussy Prayers, The Ethical Slut, and having a happy life in an open relationship. Those are the four. And then, just to throw another one out there, the four agreements.
Okay.
Those are five books that I recommend if you're trying to shift how you think and feel and operate in relationships and things like that. And I say the four agreements because it helps you to view relationships and things, just even life in general, in a different way. And if we want to keep going, the fifth agreement, mastery of love and mastery of self, all by Don Miguel Ruiz. So. Those are my book recommendations. And if y'all want me to start doing book recommendations or my reviews on books that I've read, because I be listening to them all the time, let me know. Drop a comment or something. And I'll probably start doing those from time to time. But the other take, we got a few minutes and then we up out of this thing. This conversation was good and it went it went quick. Um, the last one. Oh, people stay busy to avoid themselves. Now, I believe that to be true, that people stay busy so that they don't have to get sit in the quietness of life and things and all of that. Because when things get quiet, you got to
Listen,
we- listen
I
to
don't know.
me.
I love self preservation and I love self growth, Leo. Like I really, really love it about like so um now when I'm emotionally not in the best place, that's when I tend to, but not because
Stay
I don't
busy.
want to face it, more because I think that's just how I cope in the beginning. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
I face it regardless because I just can't stand to sit in the same spot for a long time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I'm gonna then once I get settled, like, okay, what lesson I need to learn? Where's the growth for me as a person? Um, and I think it goes back to what I always tell y'all. My kids are so at the core of a lot of things that I do as a person,
Mm-hmm.
because my children have started having children. You know, with one of them
Mm-hmm.
anyway. And so I really I don't take that lightly. Like even having Michaela, I had Michaela at 21, and I did not take lightly having kids at a young age. I just didn't take it lightly. I instantly pivoted. I'm like
Mm-hmm.
you. I wanted to be a singer. I thought I was gonna shake my shyness and tap in, but I instantly
Girl.
pivoted and just knew I needed to do maybe, not saying that wasn't sound, but it definitely wasn't an easy road back then, as
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I feel that.
So I really keep them at the forefront of a lot of things I do and a lot of decisions that I make. So I don't feel like I cannot grow. Who else is
Mm-hmm.
going to be their example?
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
so that definitely it resonates with me maybe on that type of level.
I could see that. Um, I know when I start being too busy that I am avoiding. I am avoiding
Mm,
whatever is trying to make me sit down or whatever. Because even in my house, I will watch TV. I will turn on stuff. I will do everything in this house under the sun, and still be like, nope, don't talk to me. I don't want to hear it. But then on other days, I will sit here in complete silence. On other days, it can be not won't be no TV on, no music on, no nothing, and I'll be sitting right here chilling and waiting for whatever it is that's been trying to come through. So some days I do,
mm,
some days I don't, but I'm learning to be able to be still
yeah.
sometimes. And it's hard when you are trying to build and grow stuff. It's a little hard, but yeah. Regina, what about you? And then we up out this thing.
What about me? I think.
She said, I don't know.
I don't know, cause
Unapologetic era.
Okay, come on.
I'm just in. I think I'm just in that stage where I've just learned that I like sitting with myself because I'm at that stage where I want to be able to see the flaws and start to correct the things that, because I'm mean as hell and I can admit it. So I'm learning how to navigate the way I talk to people,
Mm.
and so a lot of times I have to sit with myself and I have to like talk myself through it. You can't just continually talk to people because I catch myself, I will talk to belittle people, not necessarily like intentionally, but it's like I get irritated and it's like
Hmm.
say something and then I have to catch myself. Wait a minute. We can't talk to people like that. That is
We
not the
even had that conversation. We even had that conversation not too long ago. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
talk to people like that, ma'am. You have to bag it back. So it's like I'm in that stage where I'm catching myself the way, and it's like I don't, I used to didn't care who it was, a boss or whoever. It was like I just felt like you talk to me like that, I'm talking to you. I don't care. And I used to tell them,
Hmm.
I came here looking for a job. I'll leave here looking for a job, and it's just the way I felt. And as the older I got, it was like, girl, you 55 years old. You cannot continue talking to people just and at first I was like, well, hell, I'm 55 years old. I didn't earn all of this. I'm talking, but you can't. It's a respect
Hmm.
thing. It's because it makes you look like you're just arrogant and just basically to me just stupid. And so it's like I like sitting with myself and I like talking to myself and be like, hey, 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 settle that shit down because no, you know, being this unapologetic era, it doesn't mean you can talk to people any kind of way and be unapologetic about it. No, you have to be more diplomatic about the way you move, the way
Hmm.
you process things, the way you speak to people. So, yeah, I'm in that era of yeah, you need to sit with yourself and you have to do a lot of soul searching and
Absolutely.
because baby, yo, my mouth is yeah.
And I love that you're in that space and giving yourself the grace to be able to move into that without
Yeah.
harshly judging yourself. Because that's the hard piece that a lot of us miss because we go into those spaces, but in that space we judging ourselves so hard and so harshly that we don't even give ourselves the room to fully grow like we could because we talking to ourselves bad and all of that kind of stuff through it. Like, but
I
but
talk crazy to myself, but I'm at the point where I look because I have a mirror and I have a mirror moment, and I'm learning that a lot of people don't understand when you look in a mirror, that is you talking to yourself, and that mirror really helps. Cause baby, I
mhm.
go to the mirror and I be like, girl, you know you wrong. It is like I'm talking to myself. You can't talk to people like that. You can't do that. And then I'll put sticky notes on the mirror and it's like self-awareness. So when I go to the mirror the next day, you can't talk to people like that. You're worthy. You're worth it. You're
I love a good
loving.
sticky note on the mirror.
Mhm.
Yes. And so it's like when I go to the mirror, it's like I almost filled up because I got these sticky notes, and every time it's like affirmations, positive, negative, but they're affirmations and they're letting me know the good, the bad. And it's a process. It's a healing process for me as I grow into this unapologetic era
Come on,
that
Era.
that with this process there is a healing journey. So baby, just because it's unapologetic does not mean you have to be rude. You don't have to
Mhm.
be um
An ass.
just yes, you don't have to be crazy. You don't have to be an asshole with it.
Yeah.
How you gonna give out advice about life and you're a straight asshole? That's not.
Mhm.
So it's like I'm learning, and all I ask is for patience and understanding as I grow and learn and just become who I'm supposed to be, baby. That's all.
Hmm.
That's it. That's all.
I can see that. Um, I love that. But we getting ready to get out of here, y'all. And so my advice to everybody is stop standing on heels
Mm,
when you haven't looked on the other side. Because it
mm.
might be something over there. It might be something better if you turn around. The view might be better. It may be a water. It might be some water over there. It might be a whole different point of view if you turn around on that hill and come on down. So stop standing on hills and talk about this a hill I down. Is it really? Or have you just not had conversations that challenge your frame of mind to make you see different or to gain a different perspective on things? So we got to think about the things that we say a lot of times because some of us don't have conversations that challenge us or that put a different frame of mind on the things that we're actively doing and saying. So um, there's that. But we finna get out of here. A few announcements. Your girl is doing spoken word. I forgot to upload the flyers. I will upload them. And I do believe they are on my Facebook page and they will also be posted on the Fat Girl Chronicles page by morning. So I will be doing a fashion show with Model Icon on May 2nd in Chicago, um, May 17th here in Indianapolis. May 9th, I will be doing spoken word at Angel's Place. That flyer is also on my page as well. And then May 16th, I will be doing spoken word as well. So your girl got a busy May coming up. So check out my page on Facebook and then also check out the Fat Girl Chronicles page by the morning, and it'll have all of that information uploaded as well. So you can check me out. And I did get all the links, D girl, so that way I can share them and everybody will be able to click on the links and be able to navigate what they need to navigate to tap in and join us for those events if you would like to come out. If not, we getting up out of here. We love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And y'all know what I say. Whatever you do for the rest of the evening and the rest of the week, don't do it with your half ass, y'all. Do it with your whole ass. We up out of here, y'all. Love y'all. We thank
Peace.
y'all. And do better.
No, for real.
You gotta do it with your whole ass.